In previous videos, we looked at importing a music track and the fact that once you do, these sections are created and we get an initial group, which is basically all of the sections between the intro, if there is one, and an ending. So what Flexible Music Lab does next is it actually goes ahead and starts you off with something in the track builder. So the track builder is right here, and you can see that we're started off with an intro again, if there is one, the intersection group here, and then finally the ending. And you can see up here in the track builder, we have a total time, and this is basically all of these groups added up. And we'll take a look at the beat editor in a separate video, but you can see here that when I click on any of the groups, I can actually drill down into the beats and measures. Well, again, we'll look at that in a separate video, but clicking anywhere outside of this, I was going to go ahead and close that. Now you can see that what I can do here is I can take any of these sections here and I can go ahead and add them if I want to. So I can click on any one of these, or I can actually add another group if I want to. Let's go ahead and just click on a section first. You see that it's added here at the end, and I can drag it over before the ending if I want to. At any time, I can go ahead and audition this. Now notice that we have the durations here so that you can see that this ending is 12 seconds. So if I wanted to listen to the transition between this new group that I added and this, I would just want to go a little bit 12 seconds before that ending. So maybe something like 2:15 or something. So I can actually drag on this circle and get to that point or get close to that, and then I'm able to go ahead and play and listen to it. And that lets me listen to the fact that it's a seamless transition. I just want to make sure it is before I render the track. Now I'll go ahead and point this out. You can see we also, just to finish off what we have here in the track builder, we have a clear all, which would get rid of all of these, and I have also the ability to create a group, which we'll look at here in just a bit. But again, we have the ability to audition this, but when I don't have anything to export until I've clicked on a render track. You can see that once I do that, then I have a waveform that I can work with. We'll take a look at the ability to do fade-ins and fade-outs here in a separate video. But I don't have anything to export until I've clicked on that render track button. At this point, I can name this, I can specify the format that I want, and I can click on this for export. And you do have the ability to create multiple music tracks. And I actually would recommend that when you're working with the video, especially with our vocals, just creating a couple different durations to get one that perfectly matches your video. But let's go back here. Let's go ahead and I can remove this, anything I've rendered. I'll go ahead and delete this. Now, whenever you're trying to create a longer music track, you'll typically want to have maybe a couple groups. So I can go ahead and click this a couple times. And now I have basically a much longer music track. I can drag the ending over, and you can see that my duration is shown here. And that's why we create groups, because if I added all of these sections over and over again, it would get really messy really fast. So another neat thing that we can do is I'm going to go ahead and clear all here, and I can go ahead and create another group if I want to. In fact, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just click on just the verses here. So I don't want to tag or anything, I just want these verses. And so now what I can do is go ahead and do create group and just go say verses. And I can do that if I want to. So if I don't want these tags or any of this kind of fade out, and I just want the verses here, I could do that, and then I can clear all, and I could start by making a music track that has maybe the intro, the verses, and the ending. So these groups basically allow you to mix and match however you want. A very common thing for people with, again, with a vocal track is they don't want to have an intro, because it makes, when the volume is turned down so that the vocal track stands out, it sounds like the music track comes in a little late. And so some people just want to delete that. And so you can click on these little red squares or circles here and delete them if you want to. Again, you can clear them all here if you want to as well. So that's it for this video. We'll take a look in more depth. Again, we're going to take a look at the beat editor in the next video.